They don't always lie with words. Sometimes they lie with questions. Questions that sound innocent, curious, even caring. But the moment you answered, you realized you had just stepped into a game you could never win. Questions that make you explain, defend, justify. Questions that pull you away from reason and into emotion. That's how manipulation begins, not with commands, but with hooks. This is the art of the liar. The Stoics knew this game long before psychology gave it a name. They saw how people can use words to twist perception, how emotion clouds judgment faster than any storm. Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, they warned us. A liar rarely attacks head-on. They plant tiny seeds of doubt, and then they wait for you to destroy yourself. 2,000 years later, the tactic hasn't changed. It's only become more subtle. Epictetus warned. It is not the things themselves that disturb us, but the opinions we form about them. And sometimes, those opinions are planted there, by someone who wants control. But when you live by Stoic principles, no one can steer you without your consent. Because you see the question for what it is, a test of your clarity. In today's video, we'll break down the 5 most dangerous questions liars ask to manipulate and control you. More importantly, I'll show you how the Stoics would respond calmly, clearly, unshakably. And by the end, you'll have the tools to ensure you'll never be anyone's pawn again. So, stay with me until the end. And if you find value here, consider subscribing, not for me, but for yourself, so you never miss the next lesson that could sharpen your mind and strengthen you the more. Question 1. Why are you being so sensitive? At first, it sounds harmless, almost like concern, but it's not. This is the first move of the manipulator. Hidden inside that question is not curiosity, but blame. What they really mean is, you're weak. You're wrong. The fault is yours. Think about it. How many times have you noticed something unfair, but you were brushed aside with a laugh? Oh, you're just too sensitive. At work, maybe you questioned something unethical, and they said, don't overreact, it's just business. That's not care. That's control and a weapon. They want to take your awareness, your ability to see what others ignore, and make you feel guilty for it. They want to twist it into weakness. Seneca once wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Manipulators use that truth against you. They plant seeds of doubt in your imagination until you start thinking you're the problem. But sensitivity is not weakness, it is awareness. The person who feels deeply often sees the cracks in the wall long before anyone else notices. Awareness is strength, not fragility. So what would a Stoic do when faced with this question? Marcus Aurelius said, if someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change, for it is truth that I seek, not victory. Real people who value truth don't shame your awareness. Only those hiding something fear it. So when someone says, why are you being so sensitive, don't get angry, don't defend. Just breathe, look them in the eye, and reply. I'm not sensitive. I'm observant. Does that bother you? Say it calmly, and you'll see their mask slip. Question 2. You trust me, right? It sounds so innocent and gentle. But it's a trap. Anyone who demands trust instead of earning it has already told you everything you need to know. Trustworthy people don't ask for faith, they show it. Their actions build it slowly, one step at a time. But when someone says, you trust me, right, what they really mean is, don't think. Don't question. Just obey. Epictetus warned, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Liars understand this truth. They use that question to shut your curiosity, to make you feel guilty for being cautious. To convince you that asking for proof makes you disloyal. But caution isn't betrayal. Caution is wisdom. The Stoic doesn't panic or explain. He stays calm and detached, that is apatheia, the Stoic discipline of not letting emotion override reason. When someone asks, "You trust me, right?" Pause, breathe, and say, "Trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment?" Those words shift the power. A liar will grow defensive. An honest person will nod and keep proving themselves. Trust is not a gift you give under pressure. It is a fortress built stone by stone, through time, truth, and consistency. And the Stoic never forgets. To give away that fortress too quickly is to surrender your peace. Question 3. Would I ever lie to you? This one comes dressed in kindness. It sounds hurt, even innocent, as if you've insulted them simply by doubting, but it's manipulation. Because no one asks this unless they fear you're close to the truth. It's not about honesty. It's about control. They want you to feel guilty for doubting them, so you'll stop asking. And guilt blinds your reason and instincts. And you'll hand them exactly what they want, blind trust. Seneca said, "If it is not true, don't say it. If it is not right, don't do it." People of integrity don't need to convince you they're honest. They are not afraid of scrutiny. Their behavior shows they are honest day after day. When next someone asks, "Would I ever lie to you?" Pause. Don't rush to comfort them. Look at what they've done, not what they say. Then reply. That's not the question. The question is, would I know if you did? That line brings light into the fog. You shift power instantly. Liars fear clarity. Honest people welcome it. Remember, truth never fears questions. Only deception does. So, never confuse a performance of innocence with the reality of truth. Question 4. Are you accusing me of something? This one is clever. It sounds like a question, but it's really a shield, a way to flip the blame and make you feel guilty for noticing. You point out something wrong. You ask a fair question. Instead of answers, you get a sharp tone. Are you accusing me of something? Now you're defending yourself instead of asking for clarity. It's a trap to make you back down. You start explaining, denying, saying, "No, I didn't mean it that way." And the moment you do, you lose ground. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best answer to anger is silence." That doesn't mean surrender, it means staying above the game. When you stay silent, you keep control. So next time someone asks, "Are you accusing me of something?" don't rush to answer. Hold your ground. Maintain eye contact. Wait. Let the silence breathe. Then say calmly, "Should I be?" Just 3 words. But those 3 words flip the pressure back where it belongs. They pierce the mask. Because liars expect panic. They never expect power. Question 5. Can't we just move on? This is the final trick. When denial fails, when distraction fails, they play the fatigue card. Can't we just move on? It sounds peaceful and like a closure, but it's not. Look deeper, it's not about resolution. It's about escape. They're hoping you should get too tired to keep seeking the truth. And that's how many lies survive. Not because the liar outsmarts the truth, but because the truth seeker grows weary and gives up. The Stoics knew this tactic well. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." He never added, "unless it's inconvenient." Truth doesn't expire because someone is uncomfortable. Think of a company caught in scandal. The leaders beg employees, "Let's not dwell on the past. Let's focus on the future." That's not peace, that's silence disguised as healing. It's for silence. It's to bury what still festers in the dark. So when someone says, "Can't we just move on?" breathe, stay calm, and reply, "I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before." You're not angry. You're steady. That answer tells the liar you can't be rushed. That your peace stands on truth and clarity, not exhaustion. Liars fade when they can't wear you down. Because when you stay still, their chaos collapses. Stoic reflection, how to stay free of manipulation. Liars live on emotion. They don't care about facts, only reactions. They'll use guilt to quiet you, shame to weaken you, and exhaustion to stop you. Emotion is the liar's battleground. The Stoic's battleground is reason. Epictetus taught, some things are within our control, others are not. That's the foundation of freedom. You can't control their behavior, only your response. When they guilt you, remember, their feelings are not your duty. When they call you too sensitive, remember, awareness is your strength. When they try to rush you, remember, time serves truth, not lies. The Stoic doesn't match chaos with chaos. He observes. He breathes. He moves with purpose. Imagine standing in a storm, wind, thunder, noise. Everything shakes, except you. That is Stoic calm, strength without noise. Because the manipulator's greatest weapon is your reaction. Take that away, and they have nothing left. Silence becomes power. Observation becomes protection. Detachment becomes freedom. So when they twist your words, stay still. When they provoke you, breathe once more. Ask only one question. Is this in my control? If it isn't, let it go. And in that moment, you take back everything they tried to steal. You now know the 5 questions liars use to manipulate, and the Stoic answers that break their grip. Each one is a move on the chessboard. But now, you are no longer a pawn. You are the one who sees the board clearly. The Stoic doesn't shout or rage. He simply sits in truth until deceit reveals itself. Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, they all knew the same truth. The one who sees clearly is dangerous. Not because he fights, but because he cannot be controlled. You are not cruel for setting boundaries. You are not harsh for demanding truth. You are not weak for noticing lies. You are awake. And in a world built on illusions, the awake are feared. Choose clarity. Choose reason. Walk as a Stoic, calm, steady, unshakable. If these words resonate, share them. And in the comments, write 3 simple words. I choose clarity.